All right, let's get into it. So guys, super stoked that I get to take you through today's class. One of the big things that I want to kind of stress with these case studies, what we're working on at the moment, we're going to have to work on a case study task for every module that we do with this course. And there's 5 modules or 5 clusters. So when we're going through these case studies, to make it a lot easier on you, the way these case studies have been designed is that you can do it together with a partner, like in pairs. And so when we go through the work today, I'm going to be splitting you up into little breakout rooms, you and someone else. And it's all about you sharing, breaking up the work, saying, I'll do these 3, you do these 3, and then we'll share our answers. And then you're literally just going to share each other your answers. And then, you can take your partner's answers and put it into your answers. And it's more of a group, like partner kind of activity that you've done together. So the best way to do that today is in your Zoom chat. So if you look at Zoom, that you're looking at me right now, down the bottom, you can see there's like a little icon that says chat. If you open that up, you got an option to send a message to everyone, or if you click on where it says everyone in blue, it says it blue on mine, it might be a different color for you. You can actually pick a certain person to talk to. So whoever your partner is today, you'll just pick that person to chat to. And if you write an answer for whatever it is, copy it, paste it into the chat, and then that your partner then can grab that and then copy that, paste it into their answer. And it's just going to make today a lot easier. And throughout all case studies, guys, this is the way that, they were designed so that you can work with someone through it and not just have to sit here by yourself and go through it, because they are quite long. And that's what the advantage of coming into class and doing in the class is, that you'll always have someone to kind of, like share the workload a little bit. So that's how the case study is designed. So I'll kind of show you how it's going to work today, especially with this first little task for task 3 for the case study. And then we can kind of mirror that moving forward. So let me share my screen. Let me get started. So obviously we're going to be working on task 3 and task 4 of case study cluster 1. So we can open up that first task, and I'll share my screen, show you some slides, and then we'll break out into some breakout rooms, and we'll just go through one activity, come back, have a chat about it, do the next activity, come back, and we'll just go keep going that way. So let's get into today's session. All right, everyone can see my screen. We're all good? Yeah, sweet. All right, so first question, guys, in task 3.1, and we've kind of done this already in our when we're doing our workshop assessments. In our workshop assessments, we spoke about why we would refer a client to all these allied health professionals. Now, for this question, it's a little bit different, but at the same time, it's a little bit the same. And it says, explain the role of the following allied health professionals. So we've got a personal trainer, an advanced personal trainer, you've got a general practitioner, you've got a physiotherapist, you've got an occupational therapist, you've got a chiropractor. And then on the second page, we've got a podiatrist, a massage therapist, a yoga instructor, a osteopath, and an accredited exercise physiologist. Now, we've given you a little bit of information there to kind of go off. You can go back to workshop, I think it's 1E. Yeah, 1E. And in 1E, you would have put an answer down if you've already completed 1E about why you would refer them, and you can kind of draw some information from that as well. But when I break out in the breakout rooms, we go through this question. As I said, like there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 there that you have to do. So just break it up with your partner. Say, I'll do the first 6, you do the second 5, or vice versa. And all we need is just like 4 lines, guys, max. So just a little paragraph about what the role of each one of them do. And you can kind of use the slides. You've got the slides in your classroom you can bring up. It's not about just copying and pasting what's in the slide. It's about reading that. You could jump on Google and have a little bit of a check on Google too. And then just kind of coming up with a little short, definition, description about the role of that allied health professional, and the way that you can use the information that you've already done in the workshop assessment is that, well, the role is when you refer them, what they can help you with. So that's why you can draw a little bit of information from there. So that's where we're going to start today, guys. We're going to break you out into your breakout rooms, and we're just going to spend about 15 minutes going through this question. And as I said, just split up in like, one of you do 5, one of you do 6, share your answers through your chat. And this question should be a pretty easy one to start off the day. So let me break you out into your rooms. Any questions before we break out, guys? Is it pretty simple, this first question? Yeah, we're all good. All right, let me break you out into your rooms, and we can, and you can get started. All right, there's those rooms, guys. I'll jump in and bounce around as well. So if you need any help, I'll spend some time with each group. So jump in those rooms, guys, and start working through. All right, guys, let's keep going through. So next question 3.2. I'll share my screen. So it says, using allied professionals that we were just researching above, we need to pick 2 for 2 for our older client and 2 for our female client, and kind of explain why we would potentially refer them to that allied health professional. Now, with this question, you can't put the same allied health professional for an older client and for a female. So you kind of have to pick 4 different ones to choose. But we'll do one together, and then we'll break out and we'll do them by ourselves. So let's just go down the female one, and who we're going to refer for our female is, we're going to say a nutritionist is going to be our first one. So can everyone in female, number 1 allied health professional, let's put nutritionist. And then to justify that, we've obviously got to explain why, how they can help, and give 2 reasons why. So let's just say that my female client's main goal is to lose weight, because majority of our clients, I worked as a personal trainer for 10 years, and I reckon I only had maybe 5 clients who weren't there to lose weight. Majority of people will come and do a personal trainer to lose weight. So let's just say that my client's main goal is to lose weight, and 80% of weight loss derives from our client's diet. So let's write this down, guys. So we should be in female client, we should put it nutritionist, and we're going to write down that my client's main goal is weight loss, and nutrition and eating well makes up 80% of that goal. So therefore, I'll refer my client to a nutritionist to help her with her diet. And then when it says here, it says 2 reasons why. It's easy, because we can just look at our client's 1-day food diary that we did of a screening. And if you haven't done that yet, you can just make it up. But you could just 2 reasons. So after reviewing my client's one-day food diary, I saw that she overeats. So she eats too much carbohydrates, or she doesn't eat enough throughout the day, or she she has too much fat in her diet. You could say anything for there, and that would be your 2 reasons why. So that's what you could put down for your female client. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. Awesome. All right. So let's break out into those breakout rooms again. And you just got to pick 2. So, another good one for an older client would be a massage therapist. And the reason why I would use a massage therapist would be because a lot of older clients they've got really, really poor posture, and they've got really poor mobility and flexibility. So to refer your client to a massage therapist will help them get more movement, and will help them, and that will kind of help them with their training. So so that's for an older client, you could definitely refer them to a massage therapist. But there is no right or wrong for this answer, guys. Whoever you think would be a good allied health professional, as long as you can kind of explain why, then the answer's all good. So let's break out, guys, and we'll go through it. Great work with that one, guys. You did really well. That was awesome. That was really good. Okay, so let's move on now to the next one. And like, yeah, this next one's again an easy. So 3.3 and 3.4, guys, we're going to break out in breakout rooms and just do it to do these ones back to back. But what we've got to do if these ones are, we're going to write referral letters. So for our older client, we're going to write a referral letter to a GP to get a clearance, and that's for 3.3. And then for 3.4, we've got to write a referral letter for our female client to seek a personal trainer and why we're sending them to a personal trainer. So that's 3.4. Now, if you're in a session with me 2 weeks ago, we spoke about like referral letters and we spoke about how to do them, and we put a referral letter together so that it was like a template that then allowed you to just use that as a template, go back, copy, paste that into every time you write a referral letter. And then you can easily just, manipulate that letter so that you can, you're not always having to write a letter from scratch. So if you're in that session that we did, it was 1C that we wrote a referral letter. You could go back there and take that referral letter from 1C and bring it to here, paste them in here, and then just obviously change the details to suit your clients. If you haven't done that, guys, just quickly to recap on how to do it. So first, it's all about the structure of the letter. That's the main thing that we have to do when putting it together. So firstly, obviously, we talk about ourselves, who we are. So, you're a trainer from XYZ gym, and you're referring the client XYZ. So it could be, hi, my name's Leon Kia and I'm from One Wellbeing. I'm a fitness professional for One Wellbeing. This letter is referring my client John, who needs a doctor's clearance before commencing any exercise. So that's how you start a letter off. It's really like straight to the point, so that the referrer, whoever you're referring to, understands what the letter's for. Then you want to go into a little bit more detail about why they need a clearance. So you could talk about, after screening my client, I've identified that they're like due to their age, due to their BMI, due to their lack of exercise currently, due to family history of heart disease, whatever it says in their pre-screening, that's a risk. You could then just jot those down and say, so due to all those factors, I need a clearance for John to start training, and without that clearance, you won't be able to train. So that is kind of, again, you talking to the GP and telling them why you need a clearance. And then the third thing, guys, which is really the most important thing, is you have to talk about what program you want the client cleared for. So you need to talk about how many days a week that the client's training in, like you want the client to train, how long those sessions are going to be for, the intensity of those sessions, and then what type of training. So the more you can put down, the more you will be cleared for. If you don't put anything down, the doctor won't clear you for anything. Or they might say, yes, John's able to participate in general exercise. But then you go do boxing and something happens. And then you go back to the GP and say, well, you told me he could do general exercise. Well, the GP will turn and go, well, boxing's not general exercise. So then you're in trouble because you haven't followed, the guidance of a GP. So that's why if you detail, I want my client to be training 4 days a week at an intensity of like between a 3 to 6 RPE. These sessions are going to range between 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And the exercises I want him cleared for are, and really be specific, boxing, running, resistance training, pin loaded machine training, banded training, core training. If you list them all down, then the GP will go, yeah, I give clearance for John to participate in all the exercises that you've mentioned in your letter. And then you know that you've been cleared for them. So that's why when you're putting a letter together, it's really important, obviously, get to the point about why the letter you're referring, but the real key thing is talking about, you know, especially for a doctor's clearance, which is his first one, talking about what type of exercise you want the client to be cleared for so that the doctor can sign off on that. Does that make sense? Yeah, pretty straightforward. Cool. And then for that second letter, guys, so when you're referring it to a personal trainer, you know, you just talk about why. You know, we spoke about it. We both spoke about the fact that, you know, a female client, you know, wants to achieve a goal. This is their goal, most probably going to be around weight loss, and obviously working with a PT. You feel that it would you know, benefit them, because, you know, they might have some. There might like be a mum that have kids that they're trying to fit exercise in. So they want to, you know, make sure that when they are exercising, they're productive with that exercise. So when they work with a PT, they're going to train harder. And it could be anything, guys. Just give like a main reason why. With this letter here, you don't really have to explain what type of training that you want them to be doing, because that's what the PT would do. So it would be more just a letter saying that you've had a new client join the gym, and that you're wanting them to do personal training because of X, Y, Z, and so that's more of a, you know, a shorter, sharper letter. Cool. Sweet. All right. So let's break out in our breakout rooms, guys. You can talk amongst it yourselves, and we can kind of help each other out to get through it. And I'll jump in and work with you. It's cool. Sweet. All right, guys. So if you've finished, hand it in. If you haven't finished, that's all cool. Just don't hand it in yet. We'll come back to it, and you can finish it later. But we are going to move onto task 4 of the case study. Now, in your Google Classroom, where it's got module 1, and you've got all the things you have to do, there's a little button that says like view more. So you might have to click on view more to actually see task 4. But once you see that, if you can open that up, and we'll get into it.